Hey guys, Matt Cichlid Dojo back with a Fishroom update for the month of July. So kind of a little summary since last month's update. There's been some new spawns, a spawn that from a species that I've never received before, never accomplished before. So really excited about that. In addition, a couple other spawns from a species that is very common here, as well as looks like a few more in the works. So haven't moved or received any new fish since the last update, but you know, I try to do these things consistently, and for you regulars who like to follow, if you're like me, always interested in just seeing the progress and the updates of other people's fish rooms, then I'm sure you'll like the video. So anyways, let's get right into it. So we'll start with this first tank right here. This is the 180 gallon. It used to be the Carpentis colony, the blue Texas colony. Now has sort of morphed to a kind of a holding tank slash kind of the Deppy tank. I originally tried the Deppy by themselves, divided with a pair of Carpentis, and that didn't work very well. The male Deppy is just a little bit too aggressive for the female. I could see that going bad really fast. So, you know, I went to plan B and did the put them in the colony of Carpentis, and they immediately dominated the tank. So I said, okay, well, you know, I'm still concerned about some of my nicer males and some of the pairs, and so I removed those two, and we'll check out those here in a second. Here, they're in a different tank, divided. But let's get right into the 180. Let's start with the side view. So from the side view, you can see most of the fish are down here. We have a female Trimac that you probably saw from one of my recent Deppy updates. And that was pretty entertaining, watching her try to court the male Deppy. That didn't work, as you'll see here in a second. Some of the remaining Carpentis that I still have in here, undecided if I'm going to move any more of these. I still kind of need the group thing to make the Deppy work for right now, I believe. And that's kind of my goal, is to have fun with the Deppy for right now, and then decide what I want to do later. Also a firemouth in here, and I threw some extra silver dollars that I like to use as dithers with a lot of my fish. So, and the firemouth is looking pretty good also. Also very, very tough fish in this tank with what I would consider pretty aggressive species. This firemouth has definitely held its own, if not been a little bit more aggressive towards every other fish in here. So a little surprised this fish is doing as well as it is, but I guess each individual can be different. So yeah, the Carpentis in here are still doing well. They do still have some nicks and wounds from previous in the Carpentis colony, as well as you'll see here in 1 second what's going on with the Deppy. So let's move down to the other end of the tank. Sorry for the screechy chair. All right, so as you can see, Deppy are in breeding dress, and even the male is showing it. And you can see, we'll see if we can get close enough, see some fry in the pot. So that didn't take very long. Doing the colony thing with these guys, Definitely helped the female and the male to pair up and get along. And it also triggered a spawn almost instantly. So, you know, I did a Deppy update where they were not in breeding dress, and I was just amazed by their coloration. A lot of those blues were coming out. And then, you know, this is me learning, first time keeping the species, and obviously get a little bit more grayish white in breeding dress, and so it's quite the contrast, maybe somewhat similar to the Herithus species, but enjoying these guys. And what I did with the fry, because I did want to, you know, get one spawn at least, just to say I did it, and so I can check that box off. Also had some people interested in them, and so I decided to pull the fry. I had a breeder box available, and I pulled about that many fry. They had a pretty good batch, I would say 200 to 300. I only pulled about 80% of them, and I left a good amount behind. And so you can see them doing well up here. So I guess if things go right in the future, you can expect to see some Deppy, F1 Deppy Rio Bobos fry available. So keep your eyes on that. I'm excited to grow these things out. And just next to them, these are some Carpentis fry that I pulled, probably 3 weeks older than the Deppy. And they're doing good also. Okay. So that's the 180, and down below we'll just cover some fry. Maybe we always go over what's available too. Down here you can see F1 Stalsbergi, Andy Nocar Stalsbergi, the Peruvian Green Terrors. They're available. Majority I would say are 3/4 of an inch, but there are a few that stand outs that are at least definitely an inch, maybe plus. And I always, when trying to, you know, ship fish out, I always try to get the biggest of the batch. As you'll see in a lot of species, especially the Carpentis, those bigger ones just annihilate the group, and the numbers just drop a lot. So it hasn't really happened yet with these Stalsbergi, but if you're interested, let me know. Right next to them, you'll see these are Red Aslanum, Rio Nexapa, very aggressive species, and you know, there's a lot of them. I'd say the average size in it is an inch right now, and these are available. So if you guys recall, these were off my pair, which I don't have anymore, and so I'm debating what to do with these guys. I may grow out maybe a small group again, and you know, enjoy them going through the pairing process. That was my favorite part, but after that it was just pure aggression, and I couldn't keep the female with the male at all. So I had to do a divided thing, and it just wasn't for me. So I do it with some species, but you know, maybe I'll do it again. We'll see. So anyways, these fry are available as well, so message me if you're interested. Next we move on to a 75 gallon on top here of this rack. This is housing the Cribroheros Altifrons, as well as 2 Cribroheros Dikis. You can see one right there. I'm actually pretty surprised it was out there for a second. The Dikis are incredibly shy, as opposed to the Altifrons, which are out begging for food. And oh, yeah, I thought I saw them again. But yeah, so they're all doing good, and it's one of my favorite tanks to watch right now. I've wanted this species for a long time, and I'm just really glad and fortunate to be able to keep them. So excited to see them doing well in the future. They're doing good. All right, And then down below is a 60-gallon underneath. And these are Braziliensis fry from that red variant, Laguna de Mole. And they're also available. I'd say average is 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And they're doing good. Have a pretty decent sized batch in here. There's one that's really big in here. I always try to get him, but I can't seem to net him. There he is, right there. That guy. I'm gonna have to try to capture him. But anyways, these guys are doing good. So message me if you're interested. I love the species. Can do them outdoors in some cooler water temps. So, and we'll get to their parents' tank in a second. Okay. All right, let's move around. And I'm just gonna stop talking about the #1 dream tank that's supposed to go right here, because I'm just satisfied waiting until I can find a good deal. So I'll stop talking about it, guys. I'm wasting your time. All right, so this is the parents' tank of the Braziliensis that I was just talking about. You can see the male right there, doing really good. And you guessed it, in the pot with another female. Well, hey, chase that female out. Maybe there's another one in there, I'm not really sure. But yeah, he does get very aggressive now, more so than when he was a smaller size. I may have to do something with the group, I'm not sure. I'm still analyzing the situation. Some of their fins are getting a little bit tore up, and you know, probably either commit to a larger tank for them or downsize the group slightly. But I definitely want to cater around this male, who I may do outdoors during the winter, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And I have that pair outside that is doing really good in the 300-gallon pond by themselves. Still haven't seen any breeding, but maybe bringing them indoors might do the trick. So anyways, great species, guys. If you ever wanted to try Braziliensis, I highly recommend it. Okay, so that was a 100-gallon, and then below that tank is a 75-gallon where I have some Feste fry. Some of these guys are up to 2 inches or bigger now. These are the Rio Gaius from pair number 3. The biggest ones I have available right now. So not many left in here. They've been moving, but let me know if you're interested. Let me get my mic back on first, but we'll get to this tank, which is a 150-gallon. And this is what I was talking about when the Deppy started dominating that 180-gallon tank. I decided to remove the 2 dominant males with their females and put them in here divided and see how they do. They've been doing really good as far as getting along with their females, so I'm pretty surprised there. And here's one of the surprise spawns that you'll see. I'm not sure if the eggs are fertilized, but if you see right there on top of that sponge filter, actually they were there this morning and I don't see them anymore. I think the female actually moved them, probably inside this pot, I would guessing, by where she's hovering over. But yeah, it looks like they got a spawn going right now. She's looking really nice. And then, of course, here's her male. Trying to get in close so you guys don't get the glare. But they're doing really good, guys, and I'll go over their fry here in a second. Their fry are available, and they're up to 1 inch plus. and we'll show what fry they have right now. So that's one male, and then the second, if you look at the top part of that pot, if these fish get out of the way, right back there you'll see another spawn. And most of the eggs look like they're not viable, but I'd see about 30%, 20 to 30% are. So they're gonna have a spawn as well. This should be an interesting looking tank with fry on both sides and the parents. So we'll see how that goes. And so, sorry guys, and like I was saying, yeah, this is going to be, I think, a pretty interesting tank to watch here, with two pairs guarding their fry through the divider. So yeah, I'm enjoying this tank, and I'm happy that the females are, or the males are allowing the females to coexist with them right now. So, but of course, I'm always keeping an eye on that because of the history of this species that I've had. You know, females, you know, they can get knocked off pretty quick. So, keeping an eye on that. Okay. Now you can see the eggs a little better. Anyways, let's move on. Under the 150 gallon is the 100 gallon for the Frederiksdal or the multifasciatus. Getting here close. The mean guy. They're doing good. The female had, I think I mentioned it, I don't know when, maybe in the live video. The female had a pretty big batch of eggs that dropped, and I don't think any got fertilized. So they kind of, you know, moving them up to the top kind of set them back as far as, you know, their breeding rhythm, which is totally fine. I have their fry, a batch of their fry growing out, and I don't need another one right now. And I just want the parents to do well together, which fortunately they have basically always been. So they're doing good. Big guy's still aggressive. Not that time. Oh, there he goes. Now he's upset. Okay, so let's move on. Next rack here is a 120 with the wild-caught Stalsbergi. I just did an update video on them, so I encourage you guys to check them out if you want to see them, you know, up close. This is going to be a lot of glare, and they're probably going to just hide, get all skittish when I get close, but we'll give it a shot. And you can see the male right there. And like I mentioned in that last update video, they seem to be doing better as far as their internal issues. Go check that out and see how, you know, what I've been trying to do for them, and it seems to be working so far. So I think they're doing good. Up above, you'll see a small batch of their fry. Probably only 40, maybe 45 in here. I'm gonna need to move them to a tank, maybe a 10 gallon next, but they're doing good. I got the older batches available, like I just mentioned, so message me if interested. Beautiful species. Beautiful. And then down below, and I believe it's like a 75 gallon, I have some of the pair number 2 of the Rio Gaius Feste. Their fry are in here, and they're around 3/4 of an inch, but I did put them available just to give people a chance. If you wanted different bloodlines of Feste from the same collection point to start with kind of your breeder project, they're available. So along with Pair number 1 is their fry, and they're about that same size, maybe slightly bigger, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So I won't be selling all of these. I'll be growing some of these out for myself for sure. But these are up as well. So message me. I don't think I've ever had 3 different bloodlines of F1s off the same collection point available at the same time. So if you're a Feste guy and you want to start out and get your F1 pair, now might be a good time. All right. And then above that tank, as you guys know, is the Alfari and the Cinspellum. I'm trying to get in here close so you guys don't see my reflection. They're doing pretty good. Beautiful species. I might have to move them onto sand, I think, to do a lighted update video. I think they'll show better on there. But you can tell the coloration coming through here with the natural light. And not sure as far as sexes here. I may have a lot of males. The big one seems to be very aggressive towards all the others, and I don't see any pairing activity. So if you're an Alfari guy, give me some feedback here. What sexes you think these are? And of course there's one in here without a tail, kind of just being used more as a dither than anything, but they're doing good. And then of course that big Cinspellum, just very docile and does not go after any of the Alfari, which is just like I planned, or I had hoped. So he's doing good too. Anyways, let's move on here, guys. And then this is a 75 with that Feste pair number 3. I mentioned that their bigger batch of fry was available. The male's probably going to be hiding a little bit. Let's see if I can get him before. So I was kind of moving around this piping. Female's out and about a little bit more. She's absolutely beautiful. And she has a very, very small batch of fry in here. She's guarding. And the male does a good job too, because they go to his side as well. But yeah, she's doing good as a mother. And like I mentioned, I wanted to see how she would do raising her fry with this batch. So good so far. All right. Down below, these are actually both Carpentis. So you see a batch here on the left that's a little bit bigger. That's not the batch that I have up for available. And then a more recent batch. And we'll get to the batch that's available here in a second. But over here, just some tetras in quarantine. Got some Buenos Aires tetras that I wanted to put with some fish, so I've been quarantining them for a while. They come from local fish shops, so trying to be extra careful there. Then we go to the 240 gallon here. As you guys know, they're divided. My pair number 1 and 2 Feste. We'll try to get in here. So the male, I'm really starting to like this guy more and more every day. He's starting to eat more too, which is good because he was always kind of a picky eater. But he's doing good. And of course his female, one of my favorites. Color-wise, she's definitely got the reds going. And she's guarding her fry up here. So we saw her fry available, that 3/4 of an inch plus size. And then here's her newer batch. which is also a decent batch, maybe 150 to 200. So I'm gonna have to find a place for them to grow them out further. But parents are doing really good. Male just barred up a little bit. And female, one of my favorites here. She's only around 6-7 inches, so I'm expecting good things as she gets bigger. All right, and we'll get to the big guy here. I noticed something wrong with his left eye. Maybe he damaged it, but I believe he is maybe blind on his left eye now all of a sudden. I'm not sure how that came about. Let me know your feedback. Trying to get, there you go, you can see it a little bit. So that's been going on for about a week now. Not really sure what's going on with him. I don't see any difference in activity, eating, any of that. All appears to be the same. Except for he's got that, gray portion of his eye, the inside part. So, I don't know. Not too concerned as far as breeding, but as far as appearance and having that showpiece male, that's kind of a bummer if that's not gonna go away. So, but got to roll with the punches. Things happen with cichlids all the time, and go from there. This female over here, which I'm not sure if I'm showing, sorry with the glare, she had some fry in that pot, but I decided not to pull them. They were just actually I see some fry swimming. They're just way too mixed up with gravel, and when I siphon them out, the little siphon that I use just gets stuck with gravel in it, so I didn't pull them. So the silver dollar gang's doing good. Anyways, let's go move around to the end here. So the Trimax, I swapped the males. I took the female out from the bigger male right here. He was on the right side with the spawn, I believe, last you guys saw, and then I moved his female, and I'm definitely going to move him at some point because I have decided that I will be keeping this male. I think, he's the one for me. I'm going to pick him, and I got his female in with the Carpentis right now in case I want to breed. But I like the looks of him. Let me know in your comments if I'm making a poor decision, if you think. What you guys like as far as Trimax. You could see the two different males, but that's who I'm gonna go with, and I'm enjoying this fish a lot. I do want to keep this other male here as long as possible and have them kind of pay attention to each other right now and develop and not spawn so much, and so that's what I'm doing right now with the tank. Down below here I have some of the Trimac fry, and some of these guys are getting a little bit size on them. Definitely 3/4 of an inch average. Some are definitely an inch, and they're available if you're interested, guys. Trimax Rio Naranjos. And then to the right, these are the Frederickstall, or the multifasciatus batch that I had talked about. Decent sized batch, and I will be growing these guys out, so they will be up shortly. All the way to the left, this is the last of the multifasciatus batch from prior. There's only like 4 or 5 fry left. I think 3/4 of an inch. I'm deciding what I'm going to do with them. I might just feed them off, or if someone's really interested in them, you can take them. Message me. And then as we go to the last 2 tanks here, this 40-gallon is where I have some of the newer species that I just picked up. You could see the Thorictis maculopinus along with the Panamensis. I'm trying to get this thing to focus. Always has problems when the fish are up so close, but they're doing really good. I really like these Maculopinus. I mean, there's the biggest one in the batch, hopefully a male, and they're just beautiful. Along with these Panamensis, who, you know, I received 5 of them. I lost 1 within the first week. Not really sure what happened. Didn't look like bloat. But the other 4 have seemed to be doing okay. Eating well. I don't feed them a ton. But they're doing really good, guys. I'm liking them. And I'm going to use some of the Buenos Aires tetras in here. Not that they are so shy, and I need to do something to get them to come out, but I just want to see some more fish swimming around in this tank. And I love Buenos Aires tetras, so we'll do that. And then finally, for the last tank, guys, down below, these are the Carpentis, the Escondidos that are available. And you can see that guy right in there in the middle. He's just the one who just started growing out and eating off all of his siblings, you know, killing them, and then eats most of them right there. And so if you place an order for these guys, I will 100% sure I'm going to be trying to get the biggest out of here. This one is definitely over an inch, probably an inch and a half, and I just need him to stop killing off the fry. It happened in the beginning, and then my buddy Richard, he placed an order, and I got all the big ones out, and then they had stopped that. But now, I think about 3 weeks later, another big one, maybe a couple of them, started coming out and just doing their thing. So, anyways, these Blue Texas fry are available. Let me know if you're interested, and I think that's a wrap, guys. Thanks for tuning in again, and if you have any questions or comments, message me in the video comments. And if you're interested in any fish here, you know, you can always message me on Facebook, my Facebook page, the Cichlid Dojo. Instagram is also the same, Cichlid Dojo. Even if you have that band app, which is a newer platform, you know, I'm consistent on all of those applications. So you can message me through any of those, or also, you know, I can send you my email. You can send me your number, and we can go through text, however you guys want to do it. So, and hopefully you guys can tune into some of my live videos. I did one very recently. I have a lot of fun in those. I think the members who attend, you know, it's usually a core group of like 10 to 15, always consistently attend those things, and I think we have a lot of fun networking, and everybody can talk about your channels if you have one, and hopefully everybody can you know, share and learn and go from there. So anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Another Fishroom update video, and until the next one, take care now. Bye.